This is to commemorate the passing of Diana, Princess of Wales, on August the 31st, 2021, whereas her actual passing took place on the same day in 1997. And on that day, in 97, a bright star fell in the early morning, and wherever you were, whatever time you awoke, however your values were positioned, you would have opened your eyes to a vastly different world from the one you fell asleep to. This new world held a terrible mystery concerning how Diana's life, like a falling star, had exploded against a pillar in the Pont de Almar traffic tunnel in Paris. When the people of the United Kingdom opened their eyes that quiet Sunday morning, they found their favourite princess dead and a world simply shocked out of consciousness. Whereas the citizens of North America had spent the whole night in historic vigil, for during the evening of August 30th, TV programming was dramatically interrupted by a newsflash detailing Diana and Dodi's involvement in that terrible car accident. And 10 minutes later, there were further reports suggesting that the Paris police had arrived at the scene, that Dodi and his driver were dead, whilst Diana's bodyguard had moved into a deep coma, and the unconscious Diana had been taken to hospital. Throughout the night, this horrific sequence of events held the watching TV public of North America in a vice-like grip. And then, inescapably, the tragic news spread around the world, and we had to conceive of the inconceivable, that our beloved princess was no more. At 3 a.m. British Standard Time, the wishes and aspirations of billions of people who believed in Diana's star were ruptured in a split second by grief. Our hopes and dreams for what she had represented became frozen, and suddenly we faced the realization that the end of an outstanding era had come to pass. Diana's tragic demise was literally scored on the hearts and souls of all who watched or heard the news, because our heavenly star of infinite promise had exploded into 1,000 pieces. Through tears, many people sensed that Diana Spencer had ascended into heaven as a perfectly imperfect human being, becoming an angel of vast luminosity. And I believe that this is still the case. The Queen of everybody's hearts transcended into heaven, surfing on waves of love. And yet, whilst people wept out their adoration for her, they also impressed upon their own hearts what she had meant to them then and forever. Indeed, what we saw at her death was the transformation of the people of the world, transforming from a literal state of being into a metaphysical reality. And in consequence, a vastly new perception was born. At her passing, millions of people, shocked and bruised to their core, wept openly, demonstrating the largest global grieving ever witnessed in modern history. The demand for news literally outbid the stocks of paper on which the news was printed. Television viewer statistics soared into stratospheric proportions, as 3.5 billion people, over half the population of the planet in 1997, watched the 7 days leading up to the funeral, marking this as the saddest September 6th in recorded history. This was all over 20 years ago, and now it is time for an out-breath, releasing that sudden intake that came as we breathed in the shock of Diana's passing. Now it is time to celebrate the life of Diana by living the virtues that she stood for, not by grieving, but by being the love, by being the kindness, by being the compassion, and by using her easy smile, glowing love, and gentle touch. Now is the time to live another choice, a choice that Diana made by imprinting her love on our hearts forever. For Diana always had a choice, and that choice was to be with us forever, a force that will literally never leave us. Now is the time to see our lives as transcendent, lifting up all that was beautiful and gracious about Diana, and espousing her qualities by living something similar. And this is my dream. This is my dream within the book, The Diana, the Voice of Change, and the opening Diana Heart Path. This pathway will create a way of communing with each other's hearts and souls, connecting with our highest ideals, the ideals that Diana lived, and thereby co-creating the changes we want to see, constructing a world that is based on mutual respect, inclusivity, and the oneness of frank and honest love. Thank you for listening. This is the voice of Stewart Pearce, and please go to www.dianathevoiceofchange.com and see the opening of the Diana Heart Path. May peace rest in your hearts, and may that out-breath take place so that we can once more move forward in pure joy, always remembering the beauty and the wonder of Diana.